fuel behind every meaningful achievement. We're taught that successful people wake up inspired, driven, and hungry every single day. And when we don't feel that way, we assume we're missing something essential. We wait for the right mood, the right timing, the right burst of energy. We tell ourselves we'll start tomorrow or next week or when we finally feel ready. But what no one tells you early enough is this: motivation is unreliable by design. It's not broken, it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do: come and go. Motivation is emotional. It's tied to excitement, novelty, confidence, and sometimes even anger or fear. That's why it feels so powerful when it shows up. In those moments, everything seems possible. You make big plans, you set ambitious goals, you promise yourself that this time will be different. And for a short while, it is different. You push harder, focus more, and show up with intensity. But intensity is not the same as consistency, and intensity always fades. When motivation disappears, people often turn the blame inward. They label themselves as lazy or undisciplined. They think successful people must have some internal trait they lack. But the real difference is rarely character. It's structure. It's some people have more motivation. It's that they depend on it less. Motivation is a terrible foundation for long-term change because it requires you to make the same hard decision over and over again. Every time you act, you have to overcome resistance. Every time you skip, the resistance grows. Eventually, the mental effort becomes heavier than the task itself. That's when people quit, not because they don't care, but because the system they're using is exhausting. Systems solve this problem by removing the need for constant decision-making. A system is not a goal and it's not a burst of effort. It's a repeatable process that runs whether you feel good or not. Systems don't ask for permission. They don't wait for inspiration. They quietly guide your behavior through structure, environment, and routine. When you rely on motivation, progress feels dramatic but unstable. When you rely on systems, progress feels boring but inevitable. And boredom, surprisingly, is a strength. Boring means predictable. Predictable means repeatable. And repeatable actions done over time create results that look extraordinary from the outside. Think about how much of your day is already driven by systems. You don't debate whether to brush your teeth. You don't need motivation to check your phone. You don't summon willpower to follow certain routines. These behaviors happen automatically because the system around them is strong. The cue is clear, the action is simple, and the reward is immediate. That same logic applies to any habit you want to build. The mistake most people make is trying to force discipline instead of designing behavior. They try to overpower friction instead of reducing it. They assume success requires more effort, when often it requires less resistance. If the right action is hard and the wrong action is easy, motivation will lose every time. But if you flip that equation, behavior changes naturally. Environment plays a massive role here. Your surroundings constantly signal what's normal and what's optional. If your workspace is full of distractions, focus becomes an uphill battle. If unhealthy food is the most accessible option, willpower gets drained before the day even starts. Systems redesign the environment so that good choices are the default, not the exception. Another advantage of systems is that they protect you from emotional swings. Everyone has days where they feel confident and days where they feel doubt. Motivation ties your performance to those emotions. Systems don't. They allow you to act even when your internal dialogue is messy. In fact, systems are most valuable on low-energy days. They lower the bar just enough to keep you moving forward instead of stopping completely. This is where many people get stuck. They think consistency means going all out every day. But real consistency means never stopping. Systems are built around minimum standards, not maximum effort. They focus on showing up, not showing off. Doing something small every day beats doing something impressive once a week. Systems favor progress over perfection. Over time, something interesting happens. The actions that once required effort start to feel normal. The resistance decreases. What used to feel like discipline becomes identity. You don't have to convince yourself to act because acting is simply what you do. This is one of the most underestimated benefits of systems. They reshape how you see yourself. Identity change is powerful because it's self-reinforcing. When you see yourself as someone who trains regularly, learning becomes easier. When you see yourself as someone who creates consistently, procrastination loses its grip. Systems don't just change outcomes, they change self-image. And once identity shifts, behavior follows with far less resistance. Motivation, by contrast, keeps you stuck in a cycle of highs and lows. On good days, you feel capable. On bad days, you feel like a failure. Systems flatten that emotional curve. They make progress feel steady instead of dramatic. And steady progress is far more sustainable than emotional bursts. There's also freedom in systems. When decisions are automated, mental energy is freed up for deeper thinking and creativity. You're no longer negotiating with yourself all day. You're no longer wasting energy asking whether you should do the work. The system already answered that question. Your job is simply to follow it. This is why people who appear extremely disciplined often feel calm rather than intense. Their lives are structured in a way that supports their priorities. They don't rely on constant self-control. They rely on routines that remove temptation and confusion. Discipline, in that sense, is not a personality trait. It's a byproduct of design. Goals still matter, but they play a different role. Goals give direction. Systems provide execution. Without systems, goals become wishes. Without goals, systems lose meaning. But if you had to choose one to focus on daily, systems win every time. You don't live inside your goals, you live inside your systems. Another overlooked benefit of systems is resilience. When something breaks, when you miss a day, lose momentum, or face unexpected stress, a system helps you recover quickly. Motivation tends to collapse under pressure. Systems adapt. You adjust the process, not your self-worth. Failure becomes feedback instead of proof that you're not capable. At some point, you realize that asking, "How do I stay motivated?" is the wrong question. The better question is, "How do I make this so easy that it's harder not to do it?" That shift changes everything. It turns self-improvement from a battle into a design problem, and design problems can be solved. You don't need to become a new person overnight. You don't need endless drive or perfect discipline. You need a structure that works on average days, bad days, and boring days. Because that's where life actually happens. Motivation will always come and go. It's temporary, emotional, and unpredictable. Systems are steady, they're quiet, they don't impress anyone in the moment, but over time, they outperform motivation in every meaningful way. In the end, you don't succeed because you wanted it badly enough. You succeed because you built something that carried you forward when wanting wasn't enough. And once you understand that, progress stops feeling fragile and starts feeling inevitable. If this helped you, consider subscribing.